Okay, hello everyone, thanks for being here tonight. I'm going to talk about bad habits and how we can change them. That might stem to why we question our daily behaviors and characteristics. Habits shape our lives. Many of us have unconscious habits that are atomic to the human body. Many of you might be aware of how these habits have control over you. 40% of your actions are not conscious decisions, but are of habits. We can begin by understanding that concept by facing awareness to our everyday behaviors. We can go in and talk about the current moment. Maybe the way you are sitting right now or how your posture is. I'm here to help you change bad habits, or at least become aware of them to form new ones. I will be giving you a walkthrough on what a habit is, how the formation occurs, and the benefits of rewiring your brain from bad habit formation. Now let's go in and talk about how you and I can become more aware of what exactly a habit is. So what are habits? Habits are everyday routines and behaviors that we perform consciously and atomically, which means perform unconsciously. Habits are something we all have, and we activate hundreds of them each day. According to the website, The Positive Psychology, People by the author Brocco Pobrook, these habits can be divided into 3 groups. The first group are the habits that we simply don't notice because they have been part of our lives forever, like tying shoelaces or brushing teeth. The second are habits that are good for us, which we work hard on establishing, like exercising, eating well, or getting enough sleep. The final group are the habits that are bad for us, like smoking, procrastinating, or overspending. Most importantly is that habits create our behaviors and give feedback to how we can control habits by being conscious of them. And this can determine our outlook on how we perceive our lives to be, through good habit formation and bad habit formation. But where do all of these habits originate? Let me begin by walking you through to the next step in understanding how habits are stored and where they come from. Habit formation is found in the part of your brain that is located in the core, which is the center of the brain, or as many others call it, the midbrain, which is the basal ganglia. It wraps around the thalamus, the hippocampus, and the amygdala. Now that you know where the seat of the house is for habit formation, let's talk about some of the foundations of habit formation. There are 3 R's of habit formation. Remember, routine, reward, and every habit follows this pattern, good or bad. Stated on the website by James Clear. Reminder, the trigger that initiates the behavior. Routine, the behavior itself, the action you take. And reward, the benefit you gain from doing the behavior. We can make new habits stick by repeating this process, and be aware of our current ones by how this process works. Habits are embedded into the brain. The stronger the habit, the more powerful and rooted it is framed into the brain, which determines how long it will take to break an old habit. According to my scale and my survey, most of you have various answers responding to how many bad habits you consider yourselves to have. Let me go in and talk about how we can break these old habits and form new ones. So how can we break habits, and what can significantly be the benefits of forming new ones? What you need to know is that habit formation is in our nature, and by being aware of this, we can be aware of the ongoing of our habit making. We mimic everything around us consciously and unconsciously. In psychology, it is called the mirroring effect. And when we talk about the 3 R's in transformation to how a habit is played out, once repeated many times, then a habit is born and formed. In the article Force of Habit by author Taylor.R, his main subject to the article is habit breaking and human behavior. The article discusses the development of different habits by mastering the brain's autopilot system. By mastering the autopilot system is through repetition of practice and being aware of the reward of our bad habits. By breaking my own bad habits, I become aware of my actions and behaviors by being conscious of what I am doing at all times. According to the Positive Psychology News by the author Emily Vansenberg, the article states, if you want to break a bad habit, here is one method that is often successful. Identify a positive habit and congruent behavior you would like to adopt. A bad habit that I consider my own self to have and is a large epidemic today would be my cell phone. And to eliminate that crave of being on my phone, I discipline myself to deflect the intentional wanting to use it. I will instead keep my phone away from me, or I will shut it off. Now that I am doing this, I'm actually eliminating how much time I use on my phone, which actually is helping me increase a better attention span. Now that we have talked about how we can break our own habits and information, and informing you a little bit about your own, let's get to the conclusion. Hopefully when you question your abnormal behavior, it can be through the idea that you have formed a bad habit. Wanting to change habits, because once you embed a habit into your brain, it doesn't go away, it remains a memory, but changed behavior from practice. So once you are aware of the 3 cues to habit, we can better prepare ourselves to changing our bad habits to good. When being able to understand the reward of a habit comes fixed behavior, but bad habit making and more breaking.